In this video, I'm going to show you the basics of how to crochet words onto your conversation hearts. So I've already done hugs on purple, love on green, be mine, it's a little messy, on the orange, and cute on the red. In the white, I'm going to put the word kiss. So I was considering using this crochet thread, but I don't think that it's really thick enough to show up really well on these. So I am just using a length of yarn in the medium worsted weight number 4. It's Red Heart Super Saver, just like the rest of the project. So I've got a pretty good length. Most of it's doubled over to make it easier to thread through. Long enough to do all of the letters. Now, when you flip your work over, you'll have to decide which side you like better to be your front before you get started. Because when you flip it over, it doesn't match up. I really don't know how to do it better than that. Maybe you can find a tutorial that will be better, but I am just doing it this way. And so if you would like to continue to watch this video on how to put on the letters for the words, I'll show you how to do that and to tie off and sew in your ends for that. So to begin with, I'm going to come from the back of my project. I'm going to put my needle in somewhere about here, and I'm using these 4 rows where we brought the edges up to put my word across. So I'm going to start there. Actually, I think this is where the 3 were, and then this is where the 5 were. So I'm actually going to start it here, and I'll be going across these 2 rows and these 2 rows. If you can see that, there's like a line here and a line here. I hope that shows up good on the camera. So I'll be going through like this. So when you pull your yarn through, you want to make sure that you don't pull it out, and you give yourself a tail that you can sew in later. So I want to give myself a pretty decent tail to sew in, to make sure that it won't come out later. So I'm just going to try and follow this down. Like you can see, there's like a space here and a space here. I want to go through that second space there. Now I'm going to come up through this space down here. And then back up here. And now I'm going to come over about here. Maybe I'll come up through this one. And I'm going to make it a diagonal because this is a K. Come down through here. And try and come down to about there. and up diagonally across to finish off the K. It almost looks like an X, but just get this side over here as straight as you can. And then come over, well, let's see, we're down here on the bottom, so you can see where this is where K is. This is the next stitch over. Let's try and come, well, yeah, I think that would be good. Now we'll come one stitch over here from our K, and just like we did here for this part of the slanted lines, we're going to come up through halfway for our eye, and then up here for the top of the eye. And I am actually, let's come back through there. Let's not come up through that right there, but over just a pinch to try and get it a little straighter. So for the S's, I'm going to do it kind of like a digital clock. So I'm going to come up about here. And come across a couple of stitches. Down here. And out there. And about here. Excuse me, down there, and over here, and back up to the middle part of the S, and down through the bottom part again. And then we have one S, and we just have to repeat this. Go right on the edge, pretty close to the edge of that heart, because you don't want your S's too close together. And if you don't like this, of course I'm just freehanding this. It's pretty easy to take apart until you get it tied off and sewn in place. Oops. So you can always take it out and do it a little differently until you're happy with it. And we are almost there. So as you can see, it's kind of like a digital clock, how the numbers are, just these straight lines, and it still looks like an S. So I'm just going to flip this over. I'm going to come up under this black yarn right here and make a little knot to secure it. And then just go up under a few of these stitches to hide in this tail. I'll come down a row, go in the middle of these stitches. Make sure that you're not coming out the other side or it'll definitely show up on the other side. So you just want to go, because you put a knot in it, you don't have to go through more than a couple of times and it shouldn't come apart on you. If you didn't put a knot in there, you may want to make sure that you go through those stitches at least 3 times so that it doesn't come apart. And just snip. Do the same thing to the other side. If you gave yourself a long enough tail, you can make a knot if you wish. I'm going to go ahead and make this knot. And then just sew through a few stitches. And that's it. I hope you enjoyed making this piece of the blanket, and I would love to see how yours came out. Just drop me a picture in the comment section below, and in the next video we're going to put a border on here. So I will see you back for the next video.